Welcome back to Living Local DMV. For many parents, back to school season often means the mad dash and chaos of shifting gears out of summer and the anxiety attached to new schedules, new challenges, and new expectations. MyMenta helps families, schools, and communities catch the quiet moments before they become emergencies through prevention, not just intervention. And here with us today is friend of the show, MyMenta founder and CEO, Massa Saba Brown. Welcome back.
Yes.
It's so good to have you here.
Thank you for having me back. It's a pleasure. I'm so excited to be here again.
Well, here we are, back to school season.
Yes.
But before we jump into the conversation, please get our audience all caught up on what MyMenta does for the community.
Absolutely. So our first time here, we had a chance to talk about Take Our Kids Back, which was a great first opportunity. And I want to say thank you to the team again for having us back. So MyMenta is a 501c3 nonprofit based in the DC area, Maryland, Virginia, and DC. And we focus on connecting the heart and the mind, helping young people before crisis. So MyMenta has a mission to ensure that our young people have a community of support around them that is trusted, that cares about them, and is with them through every part of their journey. One thing we love to focus on is ensuring that we empower and also building the resilience that young people already have. They're skilled, they're capable. It's just our job to bring that out of them and not look at them from a deficit point of view, but from a strengths point of view.
I love this. And tell us, how did MyMenta come to be? What's the origin story?
Yeah, so MyMenta was actually birthed when I was in a season of just understanding where I was in my career. I worked in the youth development space prior to it, and so MyMenta for me was kind of a launching pad into some of the solutions I wanted to solve, which was getting in front of things before it was too late, and also putting in my own focus in the mental wellness space. So what I talked about the last time is that the space tends to be more reactive than proactive. And so MyMenta came in first as a solution to connect young people to therapeutic services that were lower cost or even free. We had a pivot where I actually experienced in my own journey some heart issues. I actually had a very high-risk pregnancy with my 2-year-old now daughter who's thriving and well, but prior to that we really went through a phase of working through my birthing experience. And during that, my young child also experienced a heart condition. And so one thing I realized in those moments was everything that comprised in my life beforehand showed up in that period of time. And MyMenta was already in the thoughts. I was already kind of getting feelers out with the work, but that really defined the mission moving forward, where it wasn't just about the mental wellness, but it was also about the heart and how do those two connect and how do they actually relate in young people. And so for me, I took that experience and said, not only am I living it, but I've experienced working with the young person and also seeing how they can go through their lives with traumas, with mental health issues, and is checked on way later in their life versus earlier. And so that drove that for me. And ever since then, MyMenta has been on a mission to ensure that we don't wait for those things to happen, that we start dealing with our younger people sooner than later. And it even starts with childhood, right? Like I even look at, now that I am a mom myself, I'm starting conversations with her. I'm starting to talk about feelings and emotions and getting in front of it sooner than later. That's always our mindset. So that's actually a little bit deeper into my journey. And this is, like I said the last time, a calling. I'm also a faith-based person. I'm a believer, and I know this is something God has said, this is your lane. You need to go in this and go deeply into it.
I love it.
And you got it. Yeah.
Well, it's such a purpose-driven organization. And quickly before we go to break, can you tell some of our viewers what the different services and programs are that you provide?
Absolutely. So I'll start talking about the Parent Circle like I did the last time, which is our community-based area for all parents that have young persons in their life, teens, young adults, to come together and actually work as like a first responder team. Like, hey, are you seeing something in your teen? What are you seeing? And actually talk to one another. We have that programming once a month where there's calls, and then also just coming together in our school, skool.com community, to have conversations, to post, to talk to each other. We also have our 7-day parent challenge that we ran. We're continuing to do that, where we're still encouraging parents to take those 7 signs that we talked about the last time, understand what's going on with your young person, and don't wait. actually observe and see what's happening. We also have our community workshops and trainings that we provide. So at any point, if there's an organization or a school that says, we want to bring MyMenta into our community, we're available for that. We're here to help and we're here to support so that we can get in front of the young person's crisis or breaking point earlier. And also we do have something called our CSAC framework, which we talked about the last time: connect, scan, assess, and circle. And within the circle, there is actually support for young people. So if they need more mental wellness support, if they need a community, we also work together to get that for them.
I love this, and I know that a lot of parents right now are under a lot of pressure because of back to school. So I want to talk to you about those signs and some of those scan and assessments. We have to go to break, but stay with us. We're talking with MyMenta and Massa Saba Brown, the founder and CEO, about that back to school mental wellness. Don't move. Welcome back. We're talking with Massa Saba Brown, the CEO and founder of MyMenta, to discuss the challenges of back to school season and how they can affect mental wellness. Before we went to break, we were talking about those 7 signs, and I think it's important as we're starting to shift or downshift rather into new schedules, new programs, that we are fully prepared to look for signs of unwellness or perhaps even just sort of like symptoms. Let's talk about those 7 signs really quickly. Can you label those for us?
Absolutely. So like the last time, just going through them quickly, you want to look for these signs sooner than later. And if they do come up, they're not a cause of concern. They're just, 1, you're paying attention, and 2, you can start having the conversation right away. So first, withdrawal. Very straightforward. If you're starting to see that, you want to pay attention. Next would be mood changes, sleep changes, appetite changes, loss of interest, concerning comments, or increased secrecy. Those are the signs that we want to pay attention to, and even more so now because summer's winding down. There's been so much busyness on the calendar. Parents have been doing all of they can to keep their kids engaged. And I know parents right now are tired. I'm even a parent, and I'm preparing for my little girl to go to school. And so it can be easy to miss that in the midst of everything. But right now is your moment. Don't let it pass. You still have a great window before the routine picks up, before the backpack comes on. Continue to take your kids back now with back to school. It's not just a campaign, it's a call to action for all parents to take on right now.
I love this. And when we're discussing those signs and things to look for, are there ways that parents can be preventative in order to, I don't know, perhaps put regimens or practices in place in order to create healthy environments and healthy schedules for their kids?
Yeah, absolutely. I would say one important thing is first, rest. Sometimes we are go, 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 and we miss, and we don't take a moment to breathe, right? We have to assess the situation first. We can't always save, and we want to make sure we're first mentally prepared. So I tell any parent, check your well first. You cannot pour from an empty well. So refill yourself, check in on yourself, and rest. Make sure you're clear. Also, having more of a side-by-side engagement. Our young people sometimes can feel like they have to either withhold or hold back their information that they want to share with you. If you're maybe having a moment in the kitchen or in the car and they're next to you, that's a great point to have a conversation. It doesn't have to always be head-on, directive, confrontationally. You can just engage them right there on your side and just check in and have those light conversations. Also really great that I even practice is also going into a place of assessing not only where your teen is at that moment, but maybe comparing to where they were the previous school year. So we're looking at now going into the fall. What are some things that ended off in the school year that didn't go too well? Can you rehash that? Can you talk about that so that we can start fresh, so we can start with a clean slate? It is a great time to also do that with our young people.
And what are the things that went right? Went well. So you're like, okay, let's keep doing that.
That's right. That's right.
Positive practices.
Absolutely.
And would you say, you were talking about a moment ago about not being able to pour from an empty cup.
Yes.
Do you end up seeing a lot of parents that perhaps even feel guilty that they're not doing all the things? How do you address that?
That's a great question. I actually had an opportunity to be a part of a family resource night where I engaged with more parents in person. And one theme that kept coming up is that it's not that our parents don't want to engage and get involved, but it's just knowing what to say and when to say it. Our parents are so attentive, they're so involved, and they love their young people. But there is oftentimes just other barriers where there's maybe other children that they have to prioritize, or work, or schedules. And so I will say that parents are actually doing the best that they can given what they have. They just need the tools and the resources and where to go to get that. I would even say, for example, I shared with one parent how there's the 9888 line, which is the mental health hotline. Some people don't even know about that still. And so just knowing what's available to you so that you can pull on that resource goes a long way. So we're just trying to rebuild your toolbox so you can pull what you need from it when it's time.
Yeah, I love that. Not only is MyMenta, you know, a wealth of resources and a toolbox, as you mentioned, for parents, but also a connection to community with the parenting circles that happen there. Well, please let our audience know, for moms and dads, aunts and uncles, caretakers, how can they get in touch to have your services, or perhaps even for corporate organizations that would like MyMenta to be on site and get involved, as well as schools? How can they be in touch?
Absolutely. So you absolutely can visit us at mymenta.co, where you will see more about Take Our Kids Back. You'll see our framework. You'll even see the different 7 circles that we offer. We also right now are excited to talk about even some of our DMV partnerships that we're starting to build. So we have some amazing organizations, partners that have opened doors for us, such as Chair Counsel Crystal Ariadha of District 7 in Prince George's County, which I am a resident of. We've had some really great open doors through that partnership, as well as the Embassy Apostolic Center under Elder Larry and Azalina Jewell. They've also been a great partner. Also, I have to say this as well, Gilly Shaw of the New You Inc. That has been great for us to connect with the community here in the DMV. Therapeutically Inclined, which has Jaleesa Glanton. We're actually working on a workshop on September 19th, where we're going to come together and talk about this more in person. Lorena Head Williams, who was our branding and vision setter partner that has helped us get this forward. And then also, don't want to forget Artistic Empowerment Center with Carlencia Peck, who is actually working with us on a school partnership possibly down the line. So a lot of activations happening, a lot of opportunities for our community. I would just say follow us on social media, engage with our partners as well, and stay tuned, because we are bringing some things out this fall, and we want to connect. We want to bring this to where you are as well. So stay tuned.
Wonderful. Well, for our audience, the website is right there on the screen, and thank you for joining us today.
Thank you so much.